Julio Rodriguez hit his first home run of the spring in the first inning, hit his second home run of the spring in the third inning. Wasn't enough. Mariners lost in Cactus League action last night to Kansas City. The final there was 9-6. The first dinger of the year for Julio came right in the first pitch of the first inning.
What a great player. Here's the pitch. Swung on it, belted deep to left center field. Jonathan India going back, looking up, and goodbye, baseball. Julio Rodriguez with his first home run of the spring onto the berm in left center field, and just like that, the Mariners have a 1-0 lead here in the top half of the first inning. Number one for Julio, and this young man is primed, I think, to have an outstanding season in 2025.
Mariners have another evening of split squad games today. One squad will stay in Peoria. They'll host the Angels. The other squad faces the Diamondbacks at Salt Rivers Fields. Both games start at 5:40. Ellie Ledeen had 21 points, 8 rebounds, and dished out a whole bunch of assists, and the Washington Huskies beat Minnesota in the first round of the Big Ten tournament. Yesterday in Indianapolis, 79-65 was the final. Earlier today, the Huskies took on the number 5 seed Michigan in the quarterfinals. That was on Peacock. We'll have scores tomorrow. And for the men, well, the Huskies, they lost to USC again. 11th straight time they've lost to the Trojans. They lost in L.A. Huskies wrap up what's been a miserable season Sunday when they take on the Oregon Ducks. The Seattle Kraken start a 3-game road trip. They're in Nashville, and they're going to do it without Yanni Gourde and without Oliver Bjorkstrand. They're gone. They were both traded to Tampa Bay. In return, the Kraken get a first-round pick next year. They get a first-round pick in 2027. They get a second-round draft pick this year. So it looks like the Kraken saying, we ain't going to make the Stanley Cup playoffs. Let's trade off some guys and build with some youth. Well, the Wenatchee Wild blew a 2-0 lead. Then they blew a 3-1 lead. They ended up blowing the whole darn game. Prince George beat the Wild last night. The final was 4-3 at the Town Toyota Center, and that means the Wild are still chasing Seattle. They had a golden chance to gain a point or two on the Thunderbirds, but they didn't. Ostendrade with the call.
Hackman stays with it against Bauer Dumansky. Looks for Fluker, reverses the ice right hash mark. Fluker, sharp angle try, is it in? Yes, it is! They score! A mass of bodies at the net. I wasn't even sure if it got in. And then all of a sudden you see the sticks raise and the corner-to-corner pass. McMillan grabs this one and drives it out. Smacks it across for Cooper, coming in over the line. Hands it off. McMillan in transition. He scores! How's that for coming off the hop with some jump? 2-0 Wenatchee. Deegan McMillan, 23 seconds out of the gate here in the second period. It's been a little while since Deegan McMillan has been on the scoreboard, but another one for the Wild. Looks to move this one out up the left wing. Finds Kmetz at center. Over the line, they stay on time. Zimmer holding the blue line, so he didn't get in early. Dumansky left point, wrist shot, rattles through, it hits somebody along the way, it gets by G, and they score. The shot came from the left point, it'll be Dumansky. Ravensburg and very quickly right to left. Karamd in front on a second chance on the point opportunity. Turnaround chance, McMillan, no! Second chance, they score! Miles Cooper bangs in the extra! And the Wenatchee Wild are back to a 2-goal lead. Second chance may have even been a third chance. So Wenatchee Wild bang one in on the doorstep. Miles Cooper with the marker. Out of the Marson Wild penalty box comes Braden Pankey. Marson building this Wild team. One player at a time, one player to go for the Wild. 51 seconds remaining on the power play until William Kmetz sends it through from the top of the zone. Rolls it through and it finds its way in for the goal and picks up the power play goal. Time of this one, 18:24 of the second period, and it's 3-2 game. On the end boards, jamming it free is Lajoie. Out to the left point, Carls thought about a one-timer, decided to catch, looking for the release. Right to center, Denis in front, save, rebound, they score. This game is tied with 1 second left. This one squirms free, Mannix on the end wall, gets a stick and body lifted with Evan Greening. Back out to the half wall. Calling for it is Carls. Slap shot and his stick broke in half on him. Fired in, top shelf, they score. And for the first time tonight, the Prince George Cougars have the lead. That one banged in up top. The goal light goes on.
The Wild remain 3 points behind Seattle. They have 7 games remaining, and the Wild and the Cougars, they'll face off again at the Town Toyota Center tomorrow night at 7 o'clock. It was a good start yesterday for the local teams in the state basketball tournaments. Today, not so much. Yesterday, Cashmere girls, they knocked off Montesano 35-28. Not so much today. I'll get to that in just a little bit. Pateras beat Lummi Nation yesterday 51-47. That was yesterday. Today, another story altogether. Linden Christian knocked off Cashmere. You don't see it on the screen, but Linden Christian did beat Cashmere earlier today. In Yakima, the final there was 45-32. Cashmere will take on Zilla tomorrow. They can still finish as good as third. Brewster will take on Napavine later on today at 7:15, and Waterville-Mansfield will take on Pateras, or took on Pateras, at 2 o'clock this afternoon. Let's talk about the boys. For Cashmere, their season came to an end yesterday. They lost to Seton Catholic 68-61, but a good year for Cashmere. Chelan romped all over the Bear Creek School yesterday. Okanagan crushed Toledo. Liberty Bell over Adna, and Tri-Cities Prep eliminated Lake Roosevelt. That was yesterday. Quarterfinals today. Chelan and Royal will do battle later on tonight at 9 o'clock. Colfax did beat Okanagan earlier today. The final is 58-50. Columbia rolled over Liberty Bell 62-44. That means Okanagan and Liberty Bell will play each other tomorrow. Moses Lake Christian and Elmira Cooley Heartline will do battle later on today. And those are just some of the games that people are playing.